Welcome in. It's From the Bleachers, the podcast. Brought to you by the Fan Sports Network.
We are going to have ourselves a little bit of a draft. It is draft week after all.
Yes, it is. Yes,
NFL
it is.
draft on Thursday, so we're going to be drafting ourselves this week. The draft for us today is going to be, we're going to be drafting the 12 months of the year based off of which are the best months for sports. Mm-hmm. Okay, we ready? Mm-hmm. Let's do it. First off, we've got to get ourselves figured out who's going to go first. We'll go snake draft. So whoever goes first, the next person goes second. That same person goes third, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. We all know how to snake draft.
I'm assuming we're going to get 6 picks because 12 months, 2 of us,
you
so
get
6 picks.
You get 6 picks. So I've got a coin in my pocket.
Okay.
All right, we're going to flip this. I got a nickel. You tell me heads or tails. If you get it correctly, you can go first. If not, I go first. You ready?
I'm going to... Do you do it while it's in the air?
No, you can just tell me now. I don't care.
Okay, well, let's do tails.
Tails. All right, here we go. And it is tails.
Tails.
Okay, it is yours, so you get to go
I'm going
first.
first. I'm taking April.
April's a great month.
April, well, I spelt it wrong. I'm so dumb. April is... He's the number one pick. He's the number one prospect coming into this draft. You got the Masters. You got the NBA playoffs getting going, end of the regular season as well. You got the NHL playoffs, end of regular season. You got WrestleMania. You got, which I know is only big for me. You got the college basketball national championship, all that good stuff. You have so much in the month of April. I think he's the number one draft prospect. I had him number one on my draft board.
I'm not gonna lie, April is very, very high. Mm-hmm. That is a very, very high month on the list. Understandably so. Yep. Why you would take that. I'm on board with it. Okay. I like it. That's not too shabby.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, I'm torn here. Okay, so here's the good thing though. I get 2 picks in a row, so it's fine.
Yes,
I can take both these guys. All right. So for the number 2 pick, I'm going to take the month of October.
Okay. I felt like these were going to be the first 2 off the board for sure. I did.
So I'm going to take October. The reason being is because you're in the thick of it with football season. Okay. NFL is going strong. College football is going strong. Those on their own can stand well for just about any month. Okay. Mm-hmm. October is great. Also, you're getting into some cooler months, not to mention like high school football is even in the mix right there. But you're also getting ready to kickstart you're really getting into the NBA and the NHL's also getting started up right then and there. Plus playoff baseball, which really is the only time people absolutely care about baseball. Casual fans start to jump over to baseball in October. So October has pretty much every single sport at some level, whether it's kind of right at the beginning with basketball and hockey, kind of some preseason stuff, things like that. You got mid-season football and tail end of baseball. So October, it's a fantastic month for sports.
October is a great month. I totally agree with you. Kind of a broad question, and you didn't ask me this for April, but what's your favorite thing in October that happens, that gets started or is happening or whatever?
I'm going to say, this is tough. There's a few things. I want to just lean more in towards probably the baseball side of it. Mm-hmm. But I will also say for college football, it's when you start getting into conference play.
Yeah, true.
Which is also huge. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big college football fan. So conference play in college football is important, right? Mm-hmm. So I'd also say that. Okay. I think that's also big. There.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go with my pick at number 3. I wish I had the draft sound. That one. I'm not gonna lie. This is getting tough already. I'm gonna go with the month of January.
Dang, dude. Oh, that really sucks.
You wanted it. I know you wanted it.
That really sucks.
January is playoff football. You get college football playoffs, and really you get the final and everything. I mean, that's all in the month of January. So college football playoffs, NFL playoffs, you're in the thick of it with the NBA and the NHL. It is off-season baseball. There's nothing going on for baseball, but still, you've got some good college basketball going on at that time. Mm-hmm. January is it's a fun month, man. It's a fun month. You just based off of the playoffs for football alone, January's huge.
I agree, and that's why I really, really wanted January. But
stole it out from under you.
You know, I was going to take kind of a fun. I got two straight picks, so I can do that still. I'm going to take December for my next one.
That's fair.
December, you're now, I don't want to say in the thick of it, but you're kind of in the thick of it with NBA and NHL. Those are starting to get going in the season. You're approaching the end of the year with the NFL. And if I can't have playoff football, I'll have end of the regular season football.
This is like
with seedings and divisions on the line and rivalry games, all that stuff.
This is like last year when the Bengals were starting to win games finally. It was like, oh, can they make the playoffs? Like, this is huge. This is a good time.
Exactly.
So, December's a big month.
Yeah, I like December. And then you also still have some college football. You got a lot of bowl games happening. You got tons of stuff there.
And not to mention the Christmas games for basketball and football now.
Christmas game. Yep. Christmas
so
Day
good.
games, all that good stuff.
And honestly, the New Year's Eve, you get that. That's still technically
that's December 31st.
Yeah,
last day of the year. So I'm taking December off the board for my second pick. My third pick, I could it's tough between 2 months because I really want this month, but I also want this other month.
Okay, which one are you going with?
We're gonna go with maybe a bit of a shocker. Maybe no one expected this guy to go this high. But the month of March.
No, that's what I was expecting you to do.
Okay.
Because I was going to steal it next if you didn't.
Okay, I got March. I like, you're really into the thick of it now with the NBA and NHL season. Playoff seedings and spots are starting to get taken up, and you're starting to see the future of the NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs and stuff like that. Spring training for baseball gets going, and baseball typically gets started in March as well, towards the end of March. So you have opening day, and I love opening day. And then you even still have a little bit of football with free agency, which is always super chaotic, always super fun for that 2 or 3 day stretch to watch and see where everyone goes. NFL free agency is really fantastic. All of that in March. That's why I'm taking it third overall in my draft.
Okay. I like it. Very good. All right, let's go. I got my next pick. We're looking at pick number 6 off the board. My third pick, excuse me. I'm going to go with November.
Okay. See, that was the one I couldn't decide on between March or November.
Yep. So we're going to go November here. And because of November, again, football in the thick of it for both college and NFL. NBA, NHL, that's kind of a fun time of year right there for those as well. You're just getting started and the hope is still alive.
Yeah.
Even if you had a bad team, you're like, you know what? Hey, it's early in the season. Let's see what happens.
Exactly.
Obviously, Thanksgiving. You get the Thanksgiving games in there, which is always so much fun.
See, that's what was going to put it over the top for me over March was the Thanksgiving NFL games. Yeah. That is my favorite holiday sports tradition of them all. Thanksgiving NFL hits like no other.
Yeah, Thanksgiving NFL's fantastic. Mm-hmm. So I got to go with November for that as well. Not to mention, you get the tail end of the World Series. The actual series usually ends in the beginning of November.
Yeah, unless it's like a four-game sweep or something.
Unless all of the series throughout the playoffs are just like quick series and it might end at the end of October, you will get some pull over into November for postseason baseball.
So you even
which is
still get a little
fun.
bit of baseball, and you get off-season baseball, which isn't the most exciting, but you do sometimes get big trades or free agents.
Yeah, but you know what? You still get in November. It's the tail end of high school football as well. That's the state championships are in November, which is so much fun. I love high school football playoffs. One of my favorites. So that in itself is great. November's fun, man. November's just a great month. There's a lot of good things in November. All right, let's go to my next pick.
Yep, your 4th overall.
And this one, 4th overall, 7th in the draft. We're going to pull February off the board.
February. Dang it.
The frustration. February, it's Super Bowl, okay?
Yep.
We've got the Super Bowl in February. We've got the NBA All-Star Game, the NHL. Honestly, the Four Nations face-offs this year was awesome.
Was tremendous. You got Daytona 500 for motorsports.
Yep, Daytona's rolling in. You've got, and for me, I love Formula One. It's the start of the season for Formula One. By the way,
I didn't know they started in February.
Yeah, backtracking to November, the Las Vegas race is in November, which is one of my favorites because it's local.
Another reason to love November.
So I'm glad I got November and February for those reasons. February is basically you take the football into it and you consider that, okay, the Super Bowl's there, you also take the fact that you're rolling through college basketball at that time. There's just a lot of fun stuff in February as well. And it's a great sports month.
Yeah.
It is a great sports month.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted it. But,
fair enough.
But I didn't get it, so I'm going to have to regroup a little bit here. We're down to literally the summer months,
May through September.
May through September is all that's left on the board.
I'll tell you, I know what I would take if I were in your shoes.
I'm going to take May.
Okay.
Was that not the one?
That is not what I would have taken.
Okay, I'm going to take May.
It's not a bad one to take.
It's not a bad one. We're getting kind of in the lower rounds.
You're still getting NBA playoffs. You're still getting Stanley Cup. You're still getting all that.
Yep. Yeah, and that's about the only reason I can think to take it, because NBA playoffs for me is huge. NHL playoffs are big.
Yeah.
I mean, even college baseball, we're gonna go down that level. That gets going a little bit because college
NBA
World Series,
NBA
lottery, and even. You still get NFL with the scheduling. I love learning the team schedule, trying to predict all that, doing all that. So I really do like the month of May, mostly because it's playoffs at that point for the NBA and NHL.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna take May.
Okay.
September.
Yeah, I figured that was going off the board next.
Yep, September, and that is carried mostly because only because of the NFL getting going at the beginning of September. That really carries this month for me, because getting to watch opening night, Thursday Night Football, week one, kind of like you said with November for the NBA and NHL, there's still hope. Like, you can win a game or two here and there, and you're like, wow, finally we see some improvement, before the travesty of losing 10 in a row or something like that. So September's a fun month there. You also do get to watch down to the wire baseball. Because unless your team is out of it, obviously coming down to the wire, looking for those final playoff spots. Maybe your team gets hot in September and they can go all the way. Or they can make the playoffs kind of like the Tigers did last year. So you get end of season baseball, looking for playoff spots, seedings, all of that. Mm-hmm. And then you also get the start of the football season. My two favorite sports. So I'm taking September.
I like it. Okay. All right. All right. We got 3 months left. So I get to take 2, and you're basically left with whatever's left.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So let's start off here with, I'm going to go June.
All right.
Go June.
That was going to be, I had a feeling that was going to be taken off the board once we got down to this point.
That had to have been next, right?
Yeah,
so,
it had to have been.
Yeah. So June's coming off the board here. And the big reason being is because you're in the dog days of summer with baseball. I get that. You will get a little bit of you get the NBA finals usually wrapping up in June.
Yep.
So that in itself is fun. The final games there. Every so often, June will throw you the random curveball with like off-season moves and stuff. For the most part, though,
then you have the Stanley Cup.
It's the Stanley Cup. Yep, you got the Stanley Cup. You get the NBA Finals, so you're getting those big things happening in June. You also get the NBA Draft, which I kind of live for the NBA Draft. I love the NBA Draft. It's one of my favorite times of year.
Yeah.
Plus, you get free agency. Gets kickstarted at the very, very, very tail end of June for the NBA. For the offseason. So June is fun because it's all about the potential of what's going to happen with some of those winter sports for the next year. Plus, you get to cap off the finals of Stanley Cup with the NBA finals, all that kind of stuff. So you do get all of that. You don't really get a ton from anywhere else outside of, you got some MLB going on. You do get, like, if you're into soccer and stuff, there's some good things.
I mean, nothing from the NFL, unless you like hearing like stuff from like OTAs and training camp and stuff like that. But other than that, nothing for the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to like, okay, again, I'm a big Formula One fan, right? So as far as Formula One goes, June is still like a decent month, It's a decent month. You just miss out on Monaco because that was in May, so congrats, you get that one.
Thank you.
But you did get a couple of decent races in there, so for me, I like that. But yeah, June, you just get some of those things, it's a nice day. Go have a nice day at a ballpark. Like, that's June.
Yep.
For my last pick, I get either July or August, okay? And this is where it's really difficult because both of these are just There's not a whole lot. I'm going to go August just because it's like the start of
I'm
the
actually
NFL.
happy you did that. I actually wanted July. I wanted July, yeah.
Yeah, so you could take July. You get that one as your last one. And I'll take August. August is like the start of all of the high school sports, college sports. August is the beginning of so many things on kind of like our local level, which is nice. So I really like that. I think it's really fun especially after the summertime. We've kind of been in a groove over the summer where there's not a ton to talk about. August hits and it's just like, yes, there's so much going on all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I like August for that. But you get July as being our 12th month. What can we hype up about July?
July for me, you get some NBA free agency, almost nothing from the NFL. You get your basic kind of MLB, which I do like, late July, June MLB stuff, but that's beside the point. 4th of July baseball is probably my second holiday-related sport.
4th of July is a fantastic day.
4th of July is a super fun
sports.
holiday by on its own. Add in one of my favorite sports and America's pastime, even if it's not as popular, it's still known as America's pastime, and I go crazy. Fireworks, baseball, people hitting dingers, hot dogs, all sorts of awesome fun stuff. It's just a blast. I mean, so like I said, not much in July at all. But that one day, 4th of July, with baseball and food and fireworks and friends and all that great stuff, really, really carries it. It's still going to be last for me. Like, if I had to rank all 12, it'd still probably be last. Only maybe ahead of August. It'd still probably be last, though. But I'm trying to hype it up. And 4th of July baseball is my second favorite holiday-related sporting event thing.
Sure.
So I really do. I like that. Rest of July, though, not much to talk about at all. Like I said, some NBA free agency, some baseball outside of the 4th of July, some baseball, and then nothing from the NFL, and nothing else really going on anywhere else either.
Yeah, it's true. It's pretty lightweight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty lightweight.
No college, obviously.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a whole ton. July's fun, though. Like, July as a month still is
a good time.
Honestly, July is one of my favorite months just to live life.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't mind in July in the summertime. Not a lot going on. There's no school. There's no nothing. I love just turning on an afternoon baseball game while I'm chilling at work.
Exactly.
You know, like, I like that.
That's always reliable.
Then it's nice to almost have a mental break from all of the go of some of those other months. So,
like the winter months,
with
October, November, December, January, it's just like constant fast pace. And then May and April and stuff, it's playoffs and stuff. So it is nice just to turn on a baseball game in the middle of July and just kick back, relax, have a good time watching that.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. So kind of same goes for August, which again, I know that was our second to last. That was my last, but very similar reasons why. It's just because it's nice to just kick back and relax. So let's recap it here. So
you go first.
So we got your team and my team. So my team is October, January. And by the way, for those of you just joining us, we drafted the months based off of how great they are for sports.
Yes.
So I've got October, January, November, February, June, and August.
And I'm definitely leaning more like spring, summertime here. I only have like one winter month.
Yeah, I got a lot of fall and winter.
Yeah, April, December, March, May, September, July.
I'm not going to lie, they're both pretty good.
They're both very good, yes.
I don't know who would win in a battle there.
Yes, I'd love to hear from maybe our listeners who won the draft.
Yeah, if you want to let us know who won the draft, text on in. Just text either Nathan or text on in Kaden. See who had the better draft. Because honestly, it could go either way.
Yes,
both
it could.
Tough. They're both tough. They're both strong.
Our number one picks, I feel like are really good. I feel like on mock drafts, there was like back and forth.
They're 1 and 2. They're 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Listen, they're both 6 months apart. Exactly 6 months apart.
Yeah, I didn't even
April
realize
and
that.
October. The next ones are brothers. They're right next door, December, January.
Yep.
You know? So, I mean, we kind of went to all sides of the spectrum here, but yeah, we eventually kind of worked it all out to where we have a pretty even flow of winter, summer, spring months.
Yes.
I don't have spring months. You took all those away. You got March, May, and April, which are both fantastic. They're all good. Those are all good. But I took away
You took away the fall.
winter months.
Yeah, and fall and winter.
Except for December.
Except
you
for
have December. But fall and winter, yeah, I've got October, November, January, February. You stole December from the middle of it, but December's like the dog days of hockey and basketball.
Yeah.
Thanks again for listening into From the Bleachers. It's the podcast here with the Fan Sports Network. You can always subscribe to us so you don't miss out on an episode. Follow along with everything going on with the Fan Sports Network over on our website. Go to thefansportsnetwork.com, and until next time, we'll see you.